For today's video, we're going to create a clock face. In our last couple of videos, we've used the variable text function, and we're going to use that again to finish off this clock. Welcome to the channel. I'm Dave. We're going to start with a circle. So just grab a circle, hold down the Shift key, and just drag out a circle and drop it. Click the selector tool, and we're not measuring, so just drag one out and we'll just go through the steps. Remember, you can scroll in and out with your mouse wheel. You can push down and move the entire canvas around. I know I say that a lot, but I also remember when I first figured that out, and I was pretty excited. So hopefully you are too, if it's your first time using it. So we're going to grab a square, and we're just going to go up top and draw a tiny rectangle like that. Click the selector tool, and then Shift, select the circle, and do a vertical center on that. We're going to select it, and I believe we will make it a fill so it shows up better. And we're going to use the circular array tool to fill out these tick marks. So with it selected, Shift and select your circle, and then go to your circular array tool. You can see how these come out in the wrong position sometimes. Just go over and click rotate objects. We need 60 of these. So with the circular array tool, always be sure you're starting at 0 and going to 360 for a full circle. And you can turn these options on and off as needed. Click OK. Now we need a longer one for each of the numbers. So we're going to select this 12 mark. And we're just going to drag it out a little bit. And then we're going to turn it a different color. And we'll make it a fill so it shows up. And with it selected, Shift and select your circle. Go back to the circular array. And this time we don't need 60, we just need 12. Click OK. Now remember, other than this top one, the rest of these still have that red one underneath it. So if you want to go back and get all those out, then you can do that, and you can just move these back, and you'll be okay. All right, so for some numbers, with the variable text function, you can use expressions to set up your patterns or whatever you're working on, and then the variable text function will convert that. So we're going to grab the text tool, and we're going to start over on the 1, not on the 12. We're just going to click and put 2 small d's. Click the selector tool, and then just line this up wherever you can move them around after we do this. Let's grab a different color. I was afraid of that, so we're going to grab this and make it a cut line. Okay, now we're straight. So you want to select your D's, and then you want to go to the variable text tab. And if you don't have that, go up to Window and down to Variable Text and make sure it's checked. Then with it selected, you want to go to, we're typically in normal mode for most things we do. You want to click that and go to serial number mode. Then you want to check this offset and make sure it is at 0. If you get any strange results, take a look at that and see if it's got something other than a 0 in it. It's for if we're starting here at 1 and we wanted it to be 11, we would put a 10 in offset. And it would just offset it by that many. Okay, so in your panel, you have a test button. You can test and see if it's going to give you the number you're looking for. And this will typically come up if you're just starting the tab. It'll be 00999. So we're going to start at 1, or we're at a current of 1. We're going to start at 1. We're going to end at 12, and we're going to advance by 1. This auto advance, you would turn on if you're doing something that has a second page to it, and it would continue with the numbers on that page. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to select our number, our double D's, and then shift and select our outside circle, and then go over to the circular array, and you see how these are all jumbled up. You want to take the rotate object copies and put it back off, and it'll straighten them up. We want 12 copies. We want to auto increment by 1 as we go around. Be sure, like I said, on 0 to 360, and then adjust these other ones as you like. So click OK. Then we can hit our test button and see if it's doing right. And it is. So once you're satisfied with these numbers, you have a bake button. And if you hit that bake button, it'll give you those numbers to, you can work around with them, move them around, whatever you like. If you need to move something, just click it, right click, and edit text shape. And then you can, matter of fact, let's just make these a little larger. Let's make these 20. And we'll make these main numbers stand out a little bit. Lightburn has a tool for pretty much anything you want to do. And if you find something you want to do and you think Lightburn doesn't have that ability, let me know and we'll find out. I'm always looking to learn new things, and I learn a lot from the viewer. So by all means, send all the comments and questions you like. I appreciate it. All right, we've got these all a little larger at 20. And then, of course, we'd want to put a center so we could cut out and put our mechanism. Shift and select your outside, and then hit bullseye. And there you go. And we have another center. I guess we can make it a different color. So that is really all there is to making a clock face. And you can play with that. And if you like, let me know what you create. You can put a vector behind it, a photo. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. So I appreciate you folks watching. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe. It'll help the channel grow, and it'll help keep me in the shop making videos. I like doing that, and I hope they're helpful to you. So just take care, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.